Welcome to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. When most people go to a big expensive resort like Walt Disney World, generally they're doing so because they want to go there to have a good time. And they have spent, in all likelihood, a minimum of several $1,000s because of the cost of traveling there, lodging, and the tickets themselves, which are now very expensive. And that doesn't even take food into account. But apparently, not everyone goes there simply to have a good time. Some people start fights at the park, which is just utterly ridiculous. And last week, a huge fight broke out that was ultimately caught on video. And the reasons for this are even more ridiculous. So let's read this article, which is from WDW News, which is a really good blog for learning things about Disney. A guest involved in yesterday's, and this is from last week, a guest involved in yesterday's Magic Kingdom brawl has reached out to us again, letting us know that their family has been banned from Walt Disney World, and guests from the other family involved were arrested. Well, that's really good to do, huh? Since you've spent that much money to go to this park to have a good time. I mean, that's just ridiculous. The fight happened outside Mickey's PhilharMagic at Magic Kingdom. According to the guest who first contacted WDW News yesterday, the family wearing matching shirts pushed a guest from the other family when in line for the show. After exiting, the family in matching shirts waited outside the theater to confront the other family. The confrontation turned into a shouting match and eventually a physical fight before Walt Disney World security intervened and escorted the guests away for statements. One member of the family who reached out to WDW News was taken away in an ambulance due to a large cut on his chin. Others had cuts and bruises. The same guest messaged WDW News around midnight to say that their family had been trespassed, meaning banned, and two members of the matching shirt family were arrested. So this is just crazy. I mean, why would you want to get involved in such a stupid argument over something so trivial as one family letting a family member back into a line? I mean, they weren't taking cuts. This was just utterly ridiculous. But apparently tempers are flying at Disney World, and I don't think it's just due to the heat. The individual from the family said, "We got banned from Disney forever unless we contact the head," they wrote. "Two people from the other party got arrested and the rest left. No one from our family was arrested yet, and they still have us here. They are making us leave our resort, which is the Riviera, even though we are here for another 2 weeks. We have to leave Disney property, including Typhoon Lagoon and Disney Springs." Well, yes, Disney doesn't want you there if you start causing fights and problems with other guests. I mean, doesn't that just make sense? Have you not figured this out yet? So here's one of the videos that was posted on the internet of this massive fight at Walt Disney World. So it's just ridiculous that this even happened. I mean, they're literally going at each other with fists and whatnot, and none of this was necessary. All of this is over a family letting their family come back into a line. It wasn't going to impact this other family in the matching shirts because they were right behind them. So clearly all of them were going to get into this Disney PhilharMagic attraction that I'm not actually familiar with. This is just utterly ridiculous. And a few of the people, not enough obviously, were trying to get people to stop fighting. And a few times they do briefly stop and then they just start up again because people's tempers are just so high and they just want to keep fighting for no real reason. In fact, the fighting didn't really stop until after Disney security arrived and was able to separate the two arguing families. But when this video was taken, this lasted quite a while. I mean, it's easy to see. Oh yeah, there's a security person right there finally. And then there's another one that's going to show up here momentarily. This whole thing is just utterly ridiculous. I just cannot imagine why anyone would spend thousands of dollars to go to Disney World to have a good time and allow themselves to get caught up in a big fight like this or instigate a big fight like this. What is the point? You're supposed to be having a good time. Granted, the lines are long, the ticket prices are high, but if you are willing to spend this kind of money to take your entire family, I mean, both of these groups are fairly large. If you're willing to spend that kind of money to go to this park, why would you allow yourselves to be caught up in a big fight like this? There's just no sense. I really don't understand how people can allow their tempers to get so out of control when there was absolutely no need for this. At least none of the other guests that were there got involved in this thing. I'm sure a lot of people just backed away. I'm sure a number of them were calling, Disney security. I don't know what the mechanism is for that, but yeah, this was just completely out of control. So my advice to anyone going to spend thousands of dollars to go to Disney World, especially with the entire family, is very simple. Go there to have a good time, not to start a fight. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to see more of our videos in the future and help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.